Russell, should high street estate agents offer a cheap online package to run alongside their high street agency? Talk to me.
No, it'd be insane. It is insane to do it.
Well, Countrywide did it, didn't they?
Well, yeah, and it didn't work. Easy Property have tried it, hasn't worked. Look, there is no need to do it. All it does, particularly if you do it under the same brand, is confuse the hell out of the consumer. It's madness to say to the consumer, look, we're a bit worried about what we're doing here. We can't really justify charging you 1% plus VAT. We understand that we lose a deal to Purple Bricks every now and again, and it probably is only every now and again given their market share. So as a consequence, we're going to try and match them. But all you're doing is underselling yourself, and frankly, if you've got branches and people in those branches and cars and so on, the unit economics in a high street business do not stack up by way of charging people 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 quid. So look, that's the kind of medium length answer, but the short answer is no, they shouldn't be doing it. There's no need to do it. And if 92% of the house selling public is still choosing an agent on a contingency fee basis, then it's okay to do that, isn't it?
Talking of fees, mutual friend of ours, Adam Day, when I interviewed him, said that he believes having a split fee with some fee up front and then a success fee at the end is the way forward. What's your thoughts on that?
Hatched, trialled that back in the day actually. We've tried it, a number of online agents have tried it. I think the consumer is just very suspicious about, a cheaper fee that's predicated around...
Difference between cheaper fee or splitting and having some money up front.
But money up front is, again, it's another obstacle. So you can try and get around it by offsetting it, do what Purple Bricks and we were doing and others. But it's still a commitment up front. And I think the consumer believes that if they don't sell their home, it's your fault as the agent. It's not their fault. I mean, they might have a shit bit of a house and they may have desperately pleaded with you to stick it on the market at £40,000 more than it's worth because their mate in the pub said it's definitely worth 40 grand more.
Or Zoopla said it was worth.
Zoopla said it's worth, or I was going to say a brand name, but a certain business has been round and told them that the house is worth more than it is. But look, ultimately, so they blame the agent for not selling the home. So if you think about it rationally, you say to the consumer, okay, I'm in control of this, but I want you to pay up front, and if I don't sell it, you've lost your money, and it's kind of...
But you've lost your money with Purple Bricks.
On the houses that don't get sold, and therein lies the big debate as to how many of their listings don't sell. But look, the averages argument says, I suppose, and this is a bit of a stretch, but just bear with me, if Purple Bricks sell more than 50% of the homes they list, then overall the consumer generically is better off, right? Because they're charging $895 and the average fee is more than twice what Purple Bricks charge. So overall, but of course, if Purple Bricks are, even if they're not selling 20% of their listings, then of course now at volume, that's, crikey, 13,000 homes a year that people are paying to sell and are not selling with that agent. I mean, they may well sell with the second agent, of course, but then that consumer's paying again.
Do you think it's naughty of Purple Bricks to imply that there's no fee to pay, even though now they've been told to put that disclaimer?
If I was Michael Bruce sitting here, I would be vigorously defending the marketing messaging of the Purple Bricks website, saying that perhaps that is what they intend to do. So in other words, Purple Bricks would not accept or admit for a second that they're being at all ambiguous in their marketing message with regard to how fee is paid.
Because a lot of agents get very passionate about this, don't they?
Yeah, we've all spoken to vendors that are on the market with Purple Bricks or another online or hybrid agent. And in fact, at eMoov last year, we did some consumer testing where we actually had some Purple Bricks customers come in that were on the market or had been on the market with Purple Bricks. And there was one chap in particular who was absolutely adamant that he'd signed up. There was no sole agency, which is kind of correct, but that he didn't have to pay anything, even if he didn't sell. And the moderator, of course, who was fairly researched, fairly clued up on the sector, said, no, you absolutely do have to pay if you do not sell your home. And he wouldn't have it. He would not have it. So despite what it says on the site and in the terms and conditions, and what may or may not be said by local property agents when they're in the lounge.
Because none of us are actually there when the Purple Bricks person's talking to the person. And let's be honest, the person that's the vendor could be, how can we say, short of a few cans.
Well, and look, it's really, so the owner, the seller may not have heard properly. and I'm sure everything is in place properly, compliance-wise, from Purple Brick's perspective, in terms of making sure that the right message and the terms and conditions are conveyed to the consumer properly. But of course, look, no one knows what the LPA is saying when it's just them and the seller in the lounge. I mean, of course, Panorama, I think it was, did their, no, it's Watchdog, wasn't it? Sorry, did their famous kind of fly on the wall hidden camera thing, where 3 of the 5 LPAs, going back about a year and a half now, of course, that they had witnessed on camera talking to sellers, had not mentioned that it was a fee that was payable regardless of outcome. So look, I guess, look, my slightly political argument is, because I can't speak for Purple Bricks, obviously, I'm not going to attack or defend them. If anything, I have admiration for them. But ultimately, every business should be transparent. No business should be gaining instructions on the basis of ambiguity, or indeed, yes,
or perceived ambiguity.
Exactly that, perceived ambiguity. So, transparency is surely how you would want to build a business so that it's sustainable. Yeah, it would be. I'd be surprised if that wasn't the case at Purple Bricks.
Thank you.